I want you to imagine this. You have just received a call for a new listing, and that excitement kicks in. And so suddenly you find yourself dropping everything you're doing just to meet with that customer. Sound familiar? This, my friends, is reactive behavior, and this is what we're going to focus on steering away from today. I'm going to show you how structured activities can transform your chaotic days into predictable success. You heard me right, predictable, which means closing more listings. So if you want that in your business, stick around. Hi friends, I'm Shayla Deem. I am one of your creators here on Speaking of Real Estate. Here is your ultimate guide for destination for all things real estate. We are here to provide you with a very steady stream of invaluable content that is going to arm you with the tools you will need to thrive in the competitive world of real estate. Now, if you don't want to miss out on the insider knowledge, I would highly suggest that you hit that subscribe button now so you and I can embark on this journey together. Because in today's segment, we are going to zero in what I like to call the 7 vital listing responsibilities. These tasks are going to be your bread and butter every time you secure a listing. They're not just actions, they're going to be a framework to help you enhance your unique value proposition. After all, you are not just a real estate agent selling houses. You, my friends, are a business owner. So it is time that you start operating like one. And I can tell you, having these 7 vital responsibilities, it is going to be a game changer for you. Now, I've had multiple conversations with numerous real estate agents who are very reactive and impulsively respond to situations. They receive calls from customers about potentially listing their property, and they tend to rely heavily on just their memory in these interactions. So as a result, they end up surprised when they realize, I forgot this essential step, and they're just winging their process. Now, if you can understand when someone has followed a vital checklist over and over and over, they're creating a habit. And when they start operating off of habit, it's not a bad thing, but I would still encourage them to match it up with their checklist, right? And the real secret to building a business is you want something to sell. And that includes a system and a process. So to avoid oversight, it's really imperative that you establish that clear process. And by doing so, you can ensure a very more organized approach, and it eliminates the need of repeated contact with the seller and overall chaos that's often associated with reactionary communication. Systematic procedures not only streamline your operation, but it's going to enhance your service to your client. Success stems from duplicable systems and processes, which means operational, financial, and organizational models are imperative. Now, before you start shrugging and cringing because you've never heard those terms, I want to tell you that's because a secret to long-term sustainable business is having those systems in place. And we don't hear it very often in the real estate game. We're just taught to go out and sell houses. We're taught to react and kind of remember a process. You need to have it written down. We need to be able to repeat it over and over and over. And that's going to be the key in today's topic. So your operational model, it is going to break down the priorities and responsibilities, strategies, and activities for your real estate business. This is vital. It means that your real estate business is going to have these 7 vital activities that we're going to discuss shortly. But first, I want to explain to you what an operational model really is and why it's vital. This is going to tell you how your business should be ran. You're going to have a listing department, which is going to be you if you're a solo agent, or maybe you're a team lead and you have a lead listing agent in that department. Each of those departments are going to break down specific activities and the tasks that must be performed in order for each of these businesses and the overall business to thrive. So for example, in your listing department, you need to meet with your sellers. You need to review pricing strategies, update your client's property anniversary inside your CRM, hopefully including birthdays and anniversaries. There are a ton of individual tasks in each department that needs to be done. There's only few that are vital, however, all are necessary. So you need to know what these tasks, what these roles look like in a very thriving real estate business. And if you're a fully leveraged business owner, you likely have every department and every role assigned. But if you're an individual agent, you're going to have to do all these responsibilities yourself, which is why you often hear, hey, I'm wearing multiple hats, right? So it's important for us to be very specific and intentional with each of those departments, especially if you're a solo agent. Now, we have 7 vital listing responsibilities, 7 vital buyer responsibilities, right? So we have 14 total in each, or separated between 2 departments, right? Today, we're going to focus solely on your listing department and that department's vital responsibilities, which means they must be done in order for your business to thrive, right? So we're going to template out what you are going to do in each of those vital stages, or what those vital stages look like. And I want you to approach this with an open mind, right? You're probably sitting here saying, well, I already know what to do. Write it down. And I want you to compare it to what we talk about today. And perhaps there's something that's not listed, right? This is also going to bring clarity to you. You're going to realize everything that you do. At a later time, we're going to talk about the 47 vital activities in each of those departments. So chances are there's something I have listed that you don't. This business, we make it look super easy. So I promise you, this list that we're created is going to be a great in your listing packet as well. Being reactive makes your work life stressful. It is unpredictable, and it is nearly 100% certainty that you will not be able to replicate or duplicate your success without these responsibilities, right? Without them listing out. It is important, it is essential, and if it's not done, it's going to be fatal to your business. So, vital responsibilities, they must be done. This is your highest and best use of time. Then you need to determine what activities underneath those vital activities are relevant, right? They can be delegated. So you can leverage your time to go out and focus on the vital stuff, which allows you to live a life of abundance. And you've heard us say that before if you've been following us. So these 7 basic listing responsibilities, and you heard me say basic. Yes, real estate is basic. Why do I keep saying that? It is basic. It is a heavy task-based business, and we need to visualize what these activities and what these vital activities and their corresponding activities look like, so we can start seeing and creating a structure and a flow on what needs to happen and when, and perhaps who's doing it. So number 1, we're going to talk about lead gen. So without lead gen, there is no real estate business, whether it's engaging with for sale by owners, perhaps harnessing the power of your social networks. Generating leads is going to be your starting point in that listing department. Number 1 vital activity, lead gen. Next, we're going to move to lead conversion. Sometimes it's about setting the right pricing strategy on that listing. It's about the conversation. Converting that listing lead helps you systematize that process. Then there's administrative preparation, measuring room, taking photos, prepping the CRM. Those are all tasks that kind of set the stage for success, right? Lead gen, lead conversion, and then strategy. Next is going to be marketing and exposure. Houses sell for 2 reasons, pricing and exposure. Therefore, that strategy is crucial as well. Then it's presenting and negotiating. That's where your skills are really going to shine and ultimately lead to the exciting part, closing preparation. So this is the moment that the system proves to you that it works, right? Most agents wing every deal, and therefore they find themselves where they don't have leads and they're getting frantic, when in fact, if they would have just followed a system that led to the last deal to some extent, right, they would be closing another deal. Now, I don't want us to forget the post-closing activities. This is where you cement client relationships and set the foundation for future referrals. Remember, inside of these 7 vital listing activities, there's going to be 47 activities listed underneath those vital activities, right? I want you to think about your current process. Are all of these responsibilities covered? Are there tasks that you're doing that aren't listed but should be? Now, again, I'm going to cover in another video how we break down the 47 activities inside of that listing department, and we're going to do one for the buyer department as well. But before we leave today, let's recap what we talked about. Vital, it means it must be done or your business is not sustainable, right? The 7 vital listing activities in a healthy, productive, and profitable real estate business are what? Lead gen, lead conversion, administrative preparation, marketing, negotiating, closing, and post-closing. Again, post-closing is where most agents fail. So it should come as no surprise that if we have a system for that too, we're going to be successful. So remember, success in real estate comes down to the what? The duplicable systems and processes, not the constant firefighting. So let's take this framework, let's adapt it, let's make it yours. And if you're looking for more hands-on guidance, do not forget to check out our additional videos. That way it'll help you expand your business and your mindset. Many agents, they're just working in their business and not on their business. So I want you to know that I'm here to help you build out a long-term sustainable business. That is, if you want to stick around. Now remember, together, you and I can streamline your real estate business. So I really appreciate you joining me today.